Hey everyone, Nate Anglin here. Today, I'm going to share my secret weapon for building a world-class team. And no, it doesn't involve a magic wand or a cloning machine. It's my weekly key talent connection ritual. And trust me, it is an absolute game changer. Let's start by talking about the elephant in the room. It's the core talent problem that haunts small businesses like a relentless ghost. Often, owners and leaders don't have a clear vision of the type of people they need to build a successful team. They frantically hire only when they need to fill a role. And then they often lack the sales skills, making it difficult to prospect for talent and persuade people to speak with them. I've been there. And let me tell you, it's not pretty. In the past, I only hired when I needed to fill a role. It was a reactive and inefficient approach that left me scrambling to find the right fit. I didn't invest time in building relationships with potential talent or creating a strong employer brand. As a result, I struggled to attract and retain the best people for my teams. But more importantly, this reactive approach led to missed opportunities and stunted our growth. It was like trying to build a house with only half the tools. Frustrating and inefficient. The solution to this problem is to adopt a proactive recruiting mindset. As a small business owner, CEO, or even a director, it's your job to lead the employer brand for key positions and treat recruiting like a sales process. This means consistently reaching out to potential talent, showcasing your company's culture, and building relationships even when you don't have an immediate hiring need. Now, you might be thinking, "Nate, this sounds like a lot of work. Is it really worth the time?" Let me tell you, it absolutely is. While it might not pay for itself immediately, the long-term benefits are enormous. You're not just saving time and money. You're avoiding the costliest mistake of all, missed opportunities. Plus, when you finally land the perfect hire, it'll all be worth it. By shifting your mindset and implementing a weekly key talent connection ritual, you'll be well on your way to building the dream team you've always wanted. And the best part, you don't have to wear a cape or tights to even get it done, unless that's your thing. And you know what? I won't judge. Let's dive deep into the step-by-step process of implementing this ritual in your company. It's time to put your recruiting hat on and get ready to take some notes. These steps are crucial. First things first, always be recruiting. And no, I don't mean you should be stalking potential candidates on social media 24/7, 365. What I do mean is that you should set aside some dedicated time each week to search for talent, engage with their content, and start building relationships. Even if you have an HR or people operations or even a recruiting firm that you use, you should still do this personally. You should still build that connection with the industry and establish the employer brand yourself. You are a part of it. Do not delegate this process. That is a mistake that I've made in the past. Think of it like dating, but for your business. You wouldn't wait until the night before your wedding to start looking for a partner, would you? No, don't wait until you have an open position to start the search. Let me share a recent experience. As the CEO of Skylink, one of my goals is to continue growing and expanding our leadership team. We've been struggling to expand our supply chain and bring in high turnover inventory assets without breaking the bank. Through my daily talent search, I connected with a supply chain director from a large aircraft manufacturer. The individual has incredible technical knowledge, and he's burnt out on corporate life and is looking to take his career to the next level. While nothing has been finalized yet, if we get this right, it could take us one step closer to our $100 million target. This opportunity wouldn't have presented itself if I wasn't consistently on the lookout for key talent. Now, nothing might happen to this, but it's the routine and it's doing things consistently over time that produces results. So whether it's this situation or a future one, if I just continue to enact this habit, something will come to fruition. Next up, developing your employer brand. This is like the online dating profile of the business world. You want to showcase your company culture, your values, and the unique perks of working for your organization. At Skylink, our core values are the opposite of corporate, and I make that loud and clear in most things I post. So, for example, let me give you a concrete example of how we've developed our employer brand with a recent introduction to a new bereavement policy that offers 2 weeks of paid leave for all team members. This decision came after I lost my father to lung cancer. And I was looking through our employee manual and I noticed that the bereavement is a 3-day policy. And I was thinking, well, it's easy for me, but what about the rest of the team? And I found it frankly insulting. 3 days? I found that ridiculous. So I shared this update on social media explaining our commitment to supporting our team through all of life's moments, including the toughest ones. The response was overwhelming. We received an outpouring of love and positive feedback, not just from our team, but from potential candidates who saw this as a reflection of our company's values. This kind of authentic sharing allows people to see inside our company and understand what we truly stand for. It's not just about attracting talent. It's about attracting the right talent who aligns with our values. So take a page from our book and start sharing your company's unique flair. It's like a bat signal for top talent. Step 3 is target talent profiles. This is like creating a wish list for your dream team. You wouldn't go grocery shopping without a list. And if you are much braver than me. Unless you're a fan of impulse purchases and fridge full of random items, which when I enter the grocery store listless, that is 100% me. I'm going down the chip aisle and I'm doing damage. So why would you recruit without knowing exactly what you're looking for? You shouldn't. Take the time to define the skills, experience, and characteristics that make someone a perfect fit for your team. And you don't just assume that the person with the shiniest resume is the best choice. Sometimes the most valuable team members are the ones who bring a unique trait and perspective to the team. And that could even mean humbleness and positivity, whatever the team needs for you. But it's not all about the resume. It's also often about the traits that you seek that can mesh well with your company values. Now, take a moment to think about your own business. What key positions do you need to fill to reach your next big goal? What unique skills or perspectives could take your team to the next level? Jot these down. They'll be the foundation of your target talent profiles. All right. Now you know who you're looking for. It's time to start the search. Start by scouring LinkedIn, industry forums, and even your own network for potential candidate. And when you find someone who catches your eye, don't be afraid to reach out and start a conversation. Just remember, the goal at this stage isn't to propose marriage or even a job offer. It's to build a genuine relationship. Here's how I do it using Apollo. Think of it as your own personal talent search engine. Okay, so this is Apollo. You can do this manually on LinkedIn. You can create a Google Sheet. It doesn't really matter. But what I've done is for the core talent profiles that I'm looking for. Now, I'm not going to know their personal traits, but I can get an idea based on how people communicate and see if it is a right fit based on questions I ask or how I engage them. But I first search them in Apollo and I create this profile based on different criteria. So for here, it's on the sales side, VPs, directors, and whatnot. And it comes up with a list of 1.9 thousand people. So I can really start to look at the titles like director of credit and sales likely wouldn't be a fit. So I'll go ahead and process that person. But then I go through and then I'll select them and I'll add them to a connection sequence. So I look at the roles that I'm looking to recruit for, and then I send a connection request with that particular script. And you have to mainly go in and connect with them and kind of automate some of the process, but not all of it, which is what I love. So I can change things if I see somebody a little bit different than I need, maybe I notice something, they posted something. So when I send the connection request that I want to personalize it, I can do that. So this is Apollo and how you could use it as your talent search engine. Now, like I was saying, is you want to send a personalized LinkedIn connection request. This is your chance to make a first impression. So don't blow it with a generic message like, I like to add you to my professional network. I delete those 100% of the time. Boring. They're useless. Instead, take a page from my playbook and craft a personalized message that shows you've actually taken the time to read their profile and it's not just a spray and pray LinkedIn request. Here's my go-to script. Hey, first name. I came across your profile and because I'm always looking to add talented leaders to my teams, I thought we should connect if the opportunity presents itself in the future. Cheers. Now, I also rotate those scripts based on who I'm connecting with. So they do vary. It's like a virtual high five that says, hey, I think you're pretty awesome. Stumbled across your stuff and I want to be your industry friend and maybe even your boss someday. Okay, maybe not quite that corny, but you get the point. You can use Apollo to automate this step like I was showing you. But that's all about the automation you need. You don't need more automation. You need better connection. Step 6 is a reply to all of the responses. When those connection requests start getting accepted, it's time to put your conversation hat and reply to all of the messages. And I mean all of them. And yes, that even includes the basic ones like, yeah, thanks for connecting. Any of those replies, you're going to respond to them. You're building your employer brand. To make your life easier and to really maybe even save some of your sanity, I have a few scripts ready to go for common scenarios. For example, if you want to request a crawl, try something like this. And if you're reaching out to someone who's currently working in a corporate job, try this. All right, now it's step 7. This is where the magic happens and where you get to show off your unique leadership personality and your killer company culture. Whether you're hopping on a call yourself or introducing people to your people operations manager or team, the goal is to have a genuine, meaningful conversation about their career goals and how your company might fit into those goals. And if the stars align and the timing is right, who knows? You might just find your next team member. And this isn't the full recruiting process or interview process. This just gets it started. It's a recruiting talent that might not be looking otherwise. So once they jump on a call with you or even your people operations manager, that could be considered your first interview. Just kind of depends on what that process is for you, but it starts those conversations. Remember that supply chain director I mentioned earlier, we've been in discussions for months now, getting to know each other and building trust and rapport. This long-term approach has allowed us to ensure there's real alignment between what we're looking for and what we can offer, but also what they're looking for and what they're willing to accept. It's not just about filling a position, it's about finding the right fit for both parties. But even if there's no immediate match, that's okay. Don't write them off just yet. Keep nurturing that relationship because you never know when the perfect opportunity might come knocking. It's like planting a seed and waiting for it to grow into a beautiful talent-filled tree. And there you have it. The secret to building your dream team, one weekly key talent connection ritual at a time. You don't have to make this so complicated. You have the process here. You have some scripts and just make it a weekly habit by being proactive and authentic. You'll be well on your way to creating a talent bench that will make your competitors green with envy. And You might be able to take some people away from those billion-dollar brands that likely discard and discredit them anyway. So let's quickly recap the key steps. Step 1, always be recruiting. Step 2, develop your employer brand. Step 3, create a target talent profile. Step 4, search and add leads. Step 5, send personalized connection requests. Step 6, reply to all responses, even the silly ones. Step 7, have meaningful conversations, and that's it. Remember, this isn't just about filling those positions. It's about building relationships, developing your employer brand, showcasing your company culture, and setting yourself up for long-term talent success. If you found this video informative, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more small business tips. And hey, I'd love to hear about your experiences with recruiting. Have you tried proactive approach before? What challenges have you faced? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's learn from each other. Thanks for watching, and always remember, recruiting is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get, but if you keep at it, you're bound to find something sweet. Happy recruiting.